Concordia University, school for nearly 40,000 students, but only home to 147. Decay is written everywhere on the walls of Concordia residents, and these are just some of the conditions they must face on a day-to-day basis. Conditions they were never made aware of. Now they are demanding answers for questions they thought they never had to ask, and live with the conditions they were not expecting.
I definitely thought it would have been cleaner, would have been nicer, but it just didn't turn out that way.
It was exactly like my boarding school for sure. Same size, same sort of hallways, same sort of cheap furniture.
Probably a couple weeks after I moved in, I was just appalled by how disgusting this place is.
I kind of did some research on it, so I knew it was kind of small, like the residence and stuff, and I knew there were 2 campuses, and I knew I was downtown all the time. But I kind of still wanted to meet people and still come into a place where there was still people coming in that didn't know anybody else. So in that sense, I kind of knew what I was getting myself into. So it turned out well for that sense, because after all, you only make several friends from each residence experience. That was my expectation, so it's kind of met up to that, just because my expectations were low.
It's really dilapidated. Like, you can see it's so old that on one side of the hallway, in the middle of the hall, is just gray tile. On each side's red. You can tell how old it is because the side where the sun's coming in is way more faded than the other side.
I'm not an engineer, but I don't think there's something right when you hear this sound, and then like 3 steps later you hear this sound. This is the girls' washroom, and that right there used to be glass, but now it's smashed in.
Why wasn't it fixed?
I don't even know. That's considered fixed. Now there's no glass anywhere, right?
How long has this been?
I don't know. Probably like a month, maybe, something like that. But it took even longer for them to put the duct tape on it, so whatever.
This is the men's bathroom. This thing's really annoying because whenever you're done like washing your hands and you just want to like come out, like you walk by it and it turns on. I hear this from my room sometimes. This is the study room. You sit down in this thing. I always find people who are not used to the chair. They'll sit down and they'll think they're falling over. This is good environment for learning. And
Well, there's nowhere to put the keyboard?
no, there's nowhere on this computer. There's nowhere to put the keyboard. These come out. Yeah, they do. It's a pretty depressing room. A laundry room. Water comes out of here sometimes. Actually, yesterday I was doing my laundry. There's a lot of soap around here. We have 4 dryers. One's always broken.
This dryer is the devil, but note how the sign that's put here isn't put up by the maintenance. It's put up by us, who are fed up with having our money gobbled up by a broken machine. This dryer's been broken for how long? You know?
Probably a good month. A good month it's been doing that.
It just screams.
But I got some good news though. I found the thing for the keyboard. I was ready to laundry room for some reason. I don't know why.
The shower curtains are disgusting.
Full of mold.
So much mold. Like, there's a special technique when you take a shower in res. Pretty much, you open the curtains, only the top part, never the bottom part. Like, there's so much mold on the top. And you turn on the water. You have like a 50% chance of it being hot water. It's always cold, like every time. And once you get out, like, you have to like pull the curtain, but get a robe on because there's other girls in the room, so you have to make sure you're covered. And then like when you actually like leave, like the curtain like flicks up, and then you get this like big like slime of mold like flicking from the back of your left.
Oh no!
It happens all the time.
Oh, that's horrible.
And also the floor right around the shower, they never clean it.
Oh.
So you always have like this mud, not mud, but I'd say like, people's shoes, cause there's sinks there, so people brush their teeth there sometimes, so you got like dirt and all that stuff just lying on the floor, and you just got out of the shower and you just feel so dirty when you just step down, even if you're wearing like sandals or something.
You have to wear sandals. Yeah, you definitely get warts if you don't wear sandals.
I don't think they've even thought about washing these things. These things haven't been washed since like the first day, and you got like food stains that have been there since God knows when, probably last year. This is supposedly a microwave, as you can see, but it doesn't work. It's been not working for a while. The other thing it's good for is the make a good ding.
Oftentimes students in the past, when there were stoves here, which were a number of years ago, students left the stoves on, left oil burning, things like that. It's a fire safety hazard. The fire marshal at the university, Normand Lantier, recommended that we take out the kitchens for those reasons, and we did.
The residence administrator told me that the reason why there's no stove at residence is because it's dangerous.
Yeah, we university students between 18 and 22 years old are so immature and can't actually use stoves.
Don't you think someone who's smart enough to go to Concordia University should at least be smart enough to know what goes on fire?
I hope so. I mean, if you don't know how to cook.
The cafeteria is, I don't like the cafeteria. I do. He likes
the
it.
cafeteria?
We're two different people here.
So, Stu, like, you don't like this food?
No.
You wouldn't take a date for dinner here?
If I wanted to get dumped.
Don't eat at Chartwell's. It's terrible.
Hey, are you speaking from experience, Stu?
No. I'm not that dim-witted to bring someone here.
And take them out for some pizza or some nice pasta. And you can't even cook for a date.
No, not in
even for
residence.
yourself?
No, we can't even cook for ourselves. We don't. All we have in residence is a microwave, a toaster, and a kettle.
We don't have ovens here, and that's why that's their trick. They want us to go to the cafeteria and spend the money. So.
If you want to come to residence, you have to buy a meal plan, which doesn't really make sense because when you finish it, which some people do at a different rate than others, you're not forced to buy it again. So why are you forced to buy it in the first place? You know, it's questions that need to be answered.
For athletes, definitely not the place to eat.
Like, they provide you with a microwave and a toaster, but some people want to make stuff on an oven. They want to make their own eggs. They want to make their own pasta. They don't really have that option here. Like, making it in the microwave is gross. Like, the food plan here, they give you pasta once a week or something. You get sick of stir fry. Chicken's gross. I've had a couple food poisoning incidents. They don't cook it enough. Their portions, they give you like 3 pieces of meat and a pound of lettuce and 17 tomatoes. Like, how am I supposed to get my meat nutrition here? Like, I don't need all this lettuce, thank you very much.
I'm sitting here with Stu, who's not happy with how things are being cooked, baked, or stewed. Stu, tell me about the food here.
Well, it's very greasy.
It's very greasy?
Yeah. It's more like made to get to you as fast as you can. Everything's pre-cooked. I mean, which is understandable for a huge cafeteria, but to be honest, I think the quality could be much higher than it is.
Yeah, I'm looking at this right now, and
you tried
pizza.
some of this pasta salad.
Let me try. I'm sorry, Stu, but I wouldn't pay money. I wouldn't even be paid money to eat this. How much do you have to pay for this?
The smallest amount of money that we're allowed to put on our meal plan is $1,800.
Cafeteria food is really, I didn't like it. It made me sick. Because when you're hungry, man, food is food.
There was this one incident that we had in residence before Christmas break where we were sitting in the caf about 15 minutes before it closed, and somebody said, "Hey, there's a mouse running around." And thinking it was a joke, we all turned. Some people went over, and it turned out that there actually was a hole, and there actually was a mouse coming in and out, running around. Nobody really knew how many mice there were. We only saw that one, but when we confronted the cafeteria staff, they denied it. They're like, "No, there's no mice." While we were looking at it running around, like we were pointing at it, we're like, "There it is, right there. You can see it. You could hear it. Like from tables away, you could hear it squeaking." And we were like, "What the hell is that?" Turned out it was actually a mouse. And they just played it off, denied it, and like, what are you supposed to do when they deny it? Like, my meal plan ran out, luckily enough, like 10 days after, but still, like, how long was that mouse there? Nobody knows.
I was in the washroom. I was in there for quite a while because I was on my phone while, doing my business, and there was a gentleman in the stall, and he was one of the employees or volunteers, or I'm not sure if he's paid or not, but anyways, he was in there for quite a while too, and he was in the stall. I was over at the urinal, and I finish my business there, and I go to wash my hands, and I'm listening behind me, and he just walks out. He doesn't even wash his hands. So I'm like, oh, that's not good. I hope he's not on the job today, But sooner or later, I get out there to order my food, and there he is behind the counter, but fixing up some meat back there.
This is the only place that's kept clean in residences. It's the office.
So generally, does Concordia meet the expectations of students, you think?
I think that by providing the type of housing that they do, it's, it's very well run, it's very clean. Before the students get here, mind you.
One of the girls' bathroom, I think it's like the second one from like the big bathtub. Like, I don't know if girls were like cutting their hair in the shower, even though there was like a notice made to advise not to do that. But one of the showers, like, you have to specifically choose which shower to use, because if you run the water for longer than 2 minutes, the water like builds up. Like,
the water rises in the shower?
It does. It's like you put a plug in it, right? So it's like a bathtub, like the water rises up, but like it's like there's hair and other things that like and then you like walk out of the shower and it's like coming out of a swimming pool.
That must be really cool.
It makes me want to puke. You have to like be aware, like, okay, don't use this bathroom because there's some girl's hair in it, but don't use this bathroom because the drain is clogged. So you don't have very many options, especially when there's a lot of girls using the shower at the same time.
Okay, what's the longest amount of time you've seen the washroom shower being clogged?
Oh, that one's clogged for a long time. Like at least 2, maybe 3 weeks.
3 weeks?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
Good response time. Like, we had the toilets overflowing and like the urinal was overflowing. It took like a week and a half to get that fixed. So, you can't use any of the toilets because there's piss everywhere.
I'd have to say I've seen the guys go in there and they sort of just slap the mop on the ground and give it about 5 minutes and then they're out of there.
The hygiene is a pretty big issue. People are pretty clean. They keep to themselves. One thing that kind of bothers me is the bathrooms. They're not really to the standard that I'm used to. One thing that's kind of gross is back a couple months ago, every now and then at least one of the toilets will flood, probably once every month and a half or so. A toilet will flood. One of the worst things I've seen is it flooded on the second floor, and the ground floor right when you're walking in had a big water stain on the ceiling tiles, and they actually had a bucket just collecting the drip water that was coming out, and that was pretty gross.
If they have a negative experience here, this is what I tell them. You're responsible, you make your own life.
Mm-hmm.
We're not here to entertain you. We're not here to have to take care of all your needs.
Facility is pure garbage.
What we do is provide you with housing.
Everything's breaking, you see cracks, it's cold, like you always have weather problems, the windows always like cold drafts in, it's warm, off and off, you get sick, cold sweats.
If you need help, that's what we're here for. You're the only one that can make your experience a good one.
All right.
You're responsible for your own life.
I'd have to make it the worst residence in Canada.
Not second.
But it's not a bad place to live, frankly. And we run a summer operation, and we have guests that come back every year because, it's affordable living.
You're paying for it. Like, this is probably the cheapest place, but you can tell it's the cheapest place.